This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sarah.
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Wiseman, and today we are going into one of our Intuitology talks, and we are talking about the idea of summer solstice and how you can celebrate the solstice in a different way that may be more interesting or more meaningful to you. Now, I like to start preparation for summer solstice not on the solstice, which is usually June 20th or 21st. Sometimes there's a variety of change depending on where you are, but I like to start at the beginning of June. And this is because as June begins, depending on where you are in the hemisphere, you feel the call of light. For most of us in Northern Hemisphere, May is the first time we start to feel some heat and light. But in June, we start to feel this call of summer, this call of the light increasing and noticing that the days are getting really luxuriously long. We can be outside, we don't have to wear too many clothes. And so June begins, and again, the call of light. So if you are a person who follows the rhythms of the season, you start to feel your own longing to be a part of this light. So in your intentions, in your interests, in your body, in your way of being in the world, this starts to just arise in you. We're kind of like kids let out for summer vacation. We're finally turned loose to run and play, and we feel free, free. And, you know, as the weather gets warm, we're meant to enjoy this time. As the days get longer, we're meant to celebrate. We're meant to hang outside and be in this long day where it just seems like night never comes. And as the nights get shorter, we're meant to really revel in this increase in light. If we allow ourselves to follow the natural rhythm of the seasons, we find ourselves in the most delicious way of being for summer. And some ideas that I especially love, like bare feet or sandals or fields and flowers, forest bathing, pool, water, sunrise awakenings, oceans, lakes, and streams, music and revelry, especially outside, moon bathing, fire, safe fire, and magic, solstice celebrations, and sunsets to call us home. And so this deeply outward celebration becomes punctuated by this dazzling beauty of this awakening season. It's like these mornings where we wake up before our alarm. You know, this is without even trying. The light is coming in and we're like, yeah, I want to be a part of this day. Or the afternoons when everything is just hazy with chlorophyll. There's all this green. And those nights where we just stay up so late witnessing the sunset, and then we stay out longer, and then there's the night sky, and then there's the moon, and hours later we're just still staring at the stars. And maybe we're in a park, or maybe we're in a campground, or maybe we're just in our own little space in our place where we live, just staring out the window catching that wildness of the season. It's all incredibly beautiful and profound, this gift of a season that opens us up to our natural, free selves. So, how do we create this amazing summer celebration when we're so tied to our work and our responsibilities and the challenges of city life or busy lives, or just all the things that we seem to have on our calendars? A lot of times we waste this gorgeous outward cycle. And this is one of the most important seasons for our spiritual growth, especially because it provides this astounding opportunity to get into nature. Whereas in some parts of the world, we can't go out in the winter, or we can't go out in the spring because it's too cold. And so finally we can get out there, and yet we forget, we waste the time because we're so focused on, well, I've got to do this, I've got to get this done, I've got to get this done. So this not allowing ourselves to be one with our bodies and souls in a natural way is just really a mistake. In the summer, what our souls crave includes earth and nature and water from all sources, even just a hose in the yard. But hopefully it's water at a much bigger level, the river, the stream, the ocean, the lake. Hours and hours spent outside. Sunrise and sunset, both experienced every single day. Freedom in our skin, not so many layers, just taking off the clothing, shorts, barefoot, arms out, doing less and feeling more. Simple enjoyments. Eating a berry off the vine, or hanging out with friends, just like these really easy things. Leisure and rest. We're not resting as we did in the winter when we were more in hibernation mode, huddled up in blankets. This way we are at leisure and at rest in the light as part of our day. And of course, moonlight and magic. And all of this is yours to choose. And this season you can intentfully choose to go there. So starting in June, from the beginning of June to summer solstice, you can work together. We can all work together to create this different kind of summer experience. And some of the things I like to do and that I do in my own life is creating intention about how you'd like to be in the season. Create and plan and set up experiences and participate in that bring you to heart opening and joy. Letting go of busyness and to-dos, because really, mostly they're not required and they're certainly not important. In this big span of you as a soul having a life, your visit to the dry cleaner is not a game changer, but your experiencing sunrise and sunset on a day could shift your entire consciousness. Allowing yourselves to be free. Again, being free of all the old ideas about working and producing and being serious, being responsible. Yeah, there's times for that, but this time of the year is not that time. This is a time of enjoyment, having fun, allowing yourself to have fun, and experiencing reverence for yet another turn around the planet. Our time here is limited. This lifetime, it's over in a blink. This beautiful season comes, and let's dive in and participate with the earth. So some of the things that you can do: earthing, grounding yourself barefoot onto the earth, laying on the ground, laying in a grassy field, sitting with your back to a tree, the tree trunk and your back pressed together. Amazing. You can do a new moon ritual. Usually there's a new moon right around the beginning of this season. Well, there's always a new moon. It just depends when it falls. Field and flower communication. You can begin to enjoy this marvelous experience of listening to the collective chorus of all the meadow plants and all the flowers in a field, and you just go to the field and you connect. And you notice that what you thought was just random or generic or not conscious, you notice that there is consciousness in these gigantic fields of beings. And you begin to receive messaging and understanding from this experience. Same with the bigger natural beings, nature beings, tree wisdom. Especially in the summer, the trees are glorious because the leaves are all open and unfurled to capture all this light, like they are imbibing light. And you can sit under a tree in the shade. You can watch the tree taking in all this light, and you're part of this experience when this happens, when you intentionally go and become part of this little universe. When was the last time you did this? And maybe it feels silly at first, like, oh, this is for kids, or everyone's going to watch. And you go and do it. You sit under a tree in the summer, and something changes. Wind and weather communication. A lot of you nature lovers, the Gaia lovers out there, you know this already. It's more dramatic in the fall, the wind and weather, because the wind and weather sparks up and it's more powerful. But in the summer, there's this gentleness to the breeze. There's this languor to the days. There's the warmth. And you start to connect with that. You step outside and you feel it. You feel the weather as an entity, as if the ocean were there, but the ocean were air. It is as big and vast and a conscious entity that is communicating with you. Summer solstice ritual on the actual day. You can join, I would guess, millions of people, maybe even more, who are on that day doing ritual for the summer solstice. Maybe they're, in the UK at Stonehenge, maybe they're somewhere else, but maybe they're just at home in their apartment, but people everywhere are doing this ritual, and you can be part of collective soul having that experience. Water communication, again, we've got the plants, and we've got the wind and weather, and we've also got the bodies of water. Something as simple as putting your feet in a running stream, and suddenly everything, you become a different person. You relax so fully. If you had the chance to swim in a lake or swim in the ocean, just sit by the ocean. These things change us. They change our awareness of ourselves in our body, and this opens our consciousness. Full moon bathing, lovely. Go out and sit on a summer's night under the full moon. You've been doing this, most of you, through the year, but in summer, so pleasant. And of course, every day, the sunrise greeting. And sunrise is early, but there's no struggle in the summer to get up. It's like you're awake. Go out, be with dawn. Be with this amazing experience of watching the sun rise. And then, of course, every evening, the sunset reflection. Sometimes I've offered the challenge in years past, the 60 sunsets of summer, on which you go out, and I've done this many years, you go out, you plan on watching the sunset 60 days in a row. If you can commit to that and have this process of sitting there while the sun sets, which takes, at least an hour, depending on when you start, maybe more, watching it sink and the sky change, and thinking about your life, and thinking about the people you love, and thinking about your work, and thinking about your next steps, and all of this in this super relaxed state. changing. Changing is the moving meditation in which the sun is what is moving, and you are witness. You are witness to this dance. So if you would like to join me, so we are doing the Solstice Project. It's $15. You can sign up at sarahwiseman.com. It'll take you through a full sequence of ways to have intention and create and experience all this amazing stuff of summer solstice, and especially to do it in community with other people who are enjoying this season as well. Anyway, I invite you to be with us. If you're a person who enjoys getting outside, whatever nature is available to you, this course creates an astounding spiritual container for this season. And remember, the universe shows up always in all seasons, and not just in meditation or our mind's eye, but in the real grounded world we live in.